Hey everyone, welcome to this new moon in Pisces tarot and oracle reading. I'll be doing for the collective and also for every sign from Aries to Pisces. Timestamps are provided in the description box below. We've got this upcoming new moon in Pisces happening on the 10th of March. I will link the new moon in Pisces video that I did that speaks more of the astrology as well as channeled messages, energies, and other things to know about this lunation somewhere around here, if you're interested in watching. I also want to give credit to this 3-card tarot spread that I'm about to do, which I got from Two Souls Wellness. So this isn't mine. It's important to give credit where it's due. And this was simple, but a very powerful spread. So let's take a look. We're gonna pull the first, okay, they fell out. Actually, we got the cards here. And we got 3 more. So let's take a look. We're going to do a collective reading first, and then we're going to go by each sign. Because the Pisces energy, Piscean, ruled by Jupiter, traditionally something Neptune, modern ruler, has no boundaries, which is why I really wanted to do a collective reading, because I feel like so many folks are tapped into this. First card is, how can I connect more with my intuition? We got 5 of Wands, which is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. So there's an element of discordance here, chaos, noise as we call it. And not the white noise, not the good, pleasing noise that we use maybe to calm down, to get sleep. There is perhaps stress around you, things that are distracting to you, taking away from your inner peace or general inner or outer stability in life, in the world right now. There could be conflict around you, drama, just a lot of shit that's detracting from what you really want to put your energy towards. And that could be cultivating or nurturing of self, of your spirituality, your practices, your belief in who you are. So in order to connect to your intuition, you've got to clean away, declutter, remove all the shit that doesn't belong there. This could be physical. This could be mental, like doing a brain dump, cleaning up your environment, removing yourself from things, situations, people that take more than they give, that are draining to you. It's time to clean up. And again, this week leading up to this new moon in Pisces is all about that. There's an element of reflecting, reassessing, reorganizing, and releasing. So if you are noticing things or people, you're like, not feeling so good, that's a clue for you to ask yourself, well, what doesn't feel good about this? And what can I do about it? Because you have more control than you realize. This is also going to allow you the space, time, more importantly, the energy to refocus on yourself, because intuition and even stronger, your psychic senses in the way that you receive messages through those extrasensory means, they come in generally in very quiet ways. It's not like you get a internal knock and it's like dun 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 and then you make an announcement. It's usually a knowing. But a lot of times when we are surrounded by noise and clutter, it affects not only our frequency, our energy, but also what we're willing or able to connect to, how we're feeling. Pay attention to moments or situations or times in your life where you're feeling stressed. You don't have sleep, you're not taking care of yourself, you don't really feel good. Maybe you are not thinking well, concentration is poor, and you're just tired as hell. Versus times where you really pour into yourself, you make time to get a good night's sleep, you're eating well, well-balanced meals, etc. You probably feel different. You have more energy. So the way to connect with yourself involves all of these tenets. Some of you are perhaps asking people questions, situations, or allowing more people insights into your private life than need be. It's almost like lifting the curtain and asking people, what do you think about this? What should I do about this? Because this card is clearly telling you it may be creating more conflict, more discordance, perhaps a lack of harmony than you realize or that you intended or that you're wanting to call in. So with this lunation, it's going to be important to clean up around you at all levels, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and almost do, what is it called, taking stock of what's contributing to your peace and joy and feeling good and what's not. This is really key with intuition because intuition is in the body. You don't feel it up here. You don't think through or intellectualize intuition. You feel it in the body. That's why people say, what's your gut response, right? You feel it. Whenever you meet someone new, you tend to feel something about them. When you talk to people, you either connect to them or you don't, or you're feeling a certain something, right? Just like you feel red flags or things like that. That's exactly what this card is insinuating with harnessing your intuition. Next question. What is my inner self asking me to create? Got 9 of Cups. Water energy. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. 9 of Cups to me is speaking of a space and a place of nurturance, of safety, of security, of pouring into yourself, having enough. It's like you're replete with that energy where you can where you can share and give to others. I almost said compartmentalize, but I'm like, that doesn't make sense in the way that I want to use it. So some of you are being asked to create from a space of love, from a space of joy, from a space of feeling good, but you may not have that, especially with the first card that we got about how you can connect more with your intuition. Some of you, I call them like bubbles, your space, wherever you are residing in. It could be your physical environment, but also who you share your time with, what you're involving yourself, what you're putting up with, etc. It may be opposite of this, or you may simply need to clean up some of the energies around you. And so this is a time for tapping into what feels good, especially with this Piscean energy and this new moon. Some of you, you're being asked to, in a simple way, ask yourself in the environment that you're in, what do I love about my environment? What don't I love about it? And what can I do to change that? It can be as simple as, you know what, I think it's time to get new pillows, or I think I need a new comforter, or maybe I just need to rearrange my room and clean things up, or going with the first card about connecting with your intuition. Some of you need to do a declutter, a cleanup, an organization that's going to impact you in a positive way. If any of you practice feng shui or placements of objects in relation to energy, this is big as well. Our environment has such a huge impact on our mental, emotional, and spiritual state. Some people thrive in what I call like happy chaos, and some other people don't. So tune into what feels good for you and what feels right, because that's going to have a huge impact on creation. Ever notice when you are ready to work and you may be at your desk, at the kitchen table, at the library, wherever you're working, but something is distracting you because you may be seeing laundry, dishes, someone talking maybe across the cubicle or whatever it is, and you're like, what in the world? Things like that. Those are energy leakers or drains. So those are things to clean up and to think about, what can I do to contribute to the space that I want? It's amazing how these cards are aligning. This is about pouring into yourself as well. You know, the lotus, there's an emphasis here on creating sanctuary for yourself. Like a little area of respite. Respite or respite? I always say respite, but I think that's wrong. Anyways, a little corner of vacation, of bliss, whatever you want to call it, whether it's literally a little corner or turning a room, like I mentioned, or your home into that space that really embodies the energy that you want to cultivate. It's going to be paramount because it's very difficult for most folks to create from a place with this energy. Imagine you are trying to concentrate and write, and someone throws you into a discotheque or a rock club or something noisy, or like a preschool with kids that are crying. It's that type of environment where you're like, you know what, this isn't the place or the time to do this. We're going to have to shift this or change this in the way that's more optimal for me. The third card, how can I grow my spiritual practice? What new seeds can I plant? Literally, look what we got. 7 of discs, which is pentacle or earth energy. Or Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. A lot of feminine energy here with some masculine fire energy here. So, and you see this person is pregnant. So this is about birthing creation and being disciplined to slow and steady work towards what it is that you want. Some of you need to actually plant those seeds first and think about, okay, in this season of my life, how do I define spirituality? What's the most important thing for me right now? How much time do I have? There's practicality here with this earth energy. And some of you maybe have been looking at your spiritual practices in a more romantic way, grandeur, taking on more, or overcommitting to more than what you can realistically undertake or incorporate or do in your life. It's like saying, yeah, I'll be part of that moon goddess circle. And then you're like, shit, they each take up 2 hours. And you're like, I don't have that time. Maybe you only have 10 minutes. It's good. It's fine. There's no bearing on how spiritual you can be or what you can get out of it. It's really making it work for you. And that's the most important thing, because as soon as you delineate what that looks like for you and those parameters, you're going to see akin to this apple. It looks like an apple, maybe apple or oranges to this tree. Your spiritual growth will start to compound and grow like interest. And so there's a consistency here as well. And there's a point here of asking yourself, well, what's going to make me feel good? What helps me feel connected? Maybe it's sitting under a tree. That could be your practice. Maybe every morning it's taking a walk. Maybe it's gardening and getting my hands into dirt, or taking care of my animals, or doing a quick prayer. Again, I'm giving these as examples because it's very vast, extremely personal. And this is something I like to tell people that I work with. It's so important that you define what spirituality means to you and what your spiritual practice looks like. For many folks, it could be a meditation and you're good to go. Other people like to journal and connect with books. I don't recommend choosing 20 things because it's very overwhelming when you're first starting out. The emphasis of this card is a slow and steady, concerted energy. Take it one step at a time. And when you feel comfortable with one element of your spiritual practice, incorporate another. But that's going to be key to how you can grow it. It has to feel good to you. This is really connecting to this as well. Perhaps why this is going to help you create not just space for the spiritual practice, but space for other elements that are tied to this as well. What new seeds can I plant? With these energies, these are seeds dealing with stability, security, foundation. So these are things that are quick. There's a lot of beautiful spiritual routines, my morning routines, my evening routines out there on YouTube, blogs, podcasts, everything. And they're amazing for details too, but they're amazing for ideas, also too for aesthetic reasons. It's beautiful to see, especially when people, set it up in that way. But for practical reasons, that's why I ask those questions. It's important to ask all those mundane, boring, dry, trite questions at the beginning. How much time do I realistically have for this? Do I even want to make more than 15 minutes of time to do this? Do I have that? What can I allot to this? Do I need any tools? Do I want any tools? What's most important? How can I incorporate this in the way that helps me? Maybe many of you commute or take public transportation or walk. You can listen to a podcast that helps you reflect or journal or do a walking meditation. So these are seeds that you can start to plant in these areas of your life. We got 3 additional cards as well. 6, so we're going to go ahead and take them. We have Knight of Discs, which is additional earth energy, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. And you see there's a little, it looks like a bubble or a snow globe with fire. So a lot of you, the creations that are coming for you with this new moon in Pisces, it's setting the tone for what you are going to see unfold in your material world. In other words, your everyday real life. Because a lot of this is coming through spiritually, psychically, intuitively. And these are all giving you ideas of how you can actually use this for your benefit to grow in different ways. Abundance, success, prosperity, however you define it. Because it's not just about money. But there's a strong element here. For many of you, this new moon in Pisces is going to plant the seeds on realizing your material growth in this world, whether it's your money, feeling safe, secure, it's very much tied to your spiritual practices and beliefs. It's huge. Really, really huge. This is the beginning, and many of you are going to connect the dots very quickly on birthing. You see this person is pregnant. Some of you may be trying to have a baby or be pregnant, but for many, this signifies creation or birth of something new, new ideas in any area of your life. There's momentum forward that this new moon is going to provoke. Next, we have the Queen of Swords, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini energy. Boundaries are key here, you guys. If you want to have a sustainable practice, especially with this new moon in Pisces, which is really setting up nicely for many folks. And again, this is a general reading, but with the spread that I'm using and the emphasis here on building your own practice, there's a key here of building something that's sustainable, that's long lasting. It's amazing how we have the confluence of Taurus energy, which repeatedly came up in the weekly energy forecast I did for the week of March 4th through the 10th, because of the Uranian energy coming through, which is in Taurus. Some of you need to be very intentional about creating boundaries and space around what matters to you, because you only have a certain amount of energy and time. Energy is renewable, time isn't. I had to think about that. And so for some of you that are super busy, it's going to be important that you protect and safeguard this time to yourself, to your connection to the divine, to God, to your spiritual practices, and during this lunation. And that may be something different, something new for you. Owl here speaks of wisdom, of guidance. Some of you are connecting to spiritual animals as well. We have the ox. Bovines in general are feminine energy too, signifying growth, nurturance, fertility, abundance. So there's an element here of tapping into several energies. There's dual energies here with feminine and protecting and being very, very maybe strict about that in a masculine energy way. Nothing to do with gender or sex. So really letting folks know, like, hey, this is the time that I do this, especially if you're part of a family unit or you have people that you live with, or maybe you're in a dorm or in a community, or even solo, because oftentimes we tend to violate our own boundaries. There's an energy here of protecting that. If you want to see the growth that you're looking for in any area of your life, especially the spiritual element, you have to be consistent. You have to protect it, especially if it's meaningful for you. Finally, the next card, or the last card we got, Wheel of Fortune. These include the fixed signs: Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius. So a way of being for many of you with this new moon preceding the astrological new year at the time of this filming is 2024. You're letting go of an old way of being and you're about to usher in a new way of living. There's a strong, again, because of the new moon in Pisces, strong emphasis on really connecting to your emotions, to that vulnerable side of you that you may not always show, but it's very much connected to the divine, to those practices that you engage in, and it'll follow through with people as well. Many of you are learning how to trust yourself all over again, especially after situations that left you feeling like you were gaslighted, that you couldn't trust yourself, that people were just reflecting and deflecting back at you. So this new moon in Pisces is like a cleansing reset. It's like, imagine you are just busy all day, you're out in the sun, gardening, maybe exercising, moving, and you're all dirty, sweaty, and yucky, and you take that shower. You know, that shower just feels like amazing. You come out, you're clean, you just feel good. This new moon in Pisces is very similar in that respect. And there's a reset happening here with your spiritual practices and the way you connect and the way you receive messages. This is huge. This is a major arcana card. It's the only major arcana here. So many of you, your spiritual practices and beliefs are taking center stage in a very prominent, different way than they used to before. That doesn't mean, 3/4 of your day is going to be meditating. But now it may mean, you know what? I'm going to do 5 minutes of meditation upon waking up, or affirmations, or something that makes me feel connected on a deeper level. And it's going to shift things very quickly. I keep getting elements of gratitude and affirmation, which is why I said that. Because these represent blessings that are coming through. We just left Aquarius season. The next fixed sign is Taurus. Then we have Leo. And then we have Scorpio. So pay attention to any events during those seasons that I've mentioned. We have a lot of Taurus energy here. It's going to be very helpful for you in your journey. I hope you enjoyed this new moon in Pisces spread. I'm going to go ahead and pick 2 cards for this collective reading, 2 oracle cards, and then we're going to dive into every sign. There's a lot of hope here, I have to say, and inspiration for any of you that feel like you need a reset button, which is always available to us at any time. This is it. A lot of nourishing energy washing away. What else do we need to know, please, for this new moon? Thank you. You know how I was talking about trust? Bottom of the deck here with the Starseed Oracle. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. I kept getting metaphors of waves, time, and I mentioned that in the weekly forecast. You got a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. See the water? Some of you, I would not be surprised, as you engage and connect, because your spiritual practice is all about you and your connection up there to the divine, to God. It has nothing to do with anyone else, in so much as, you know, you may pray for them and whatnot, but it's your connection. Think of it like your umbilical cord. And what I sense here is the more you connect that, it's going to reinforce a lot of things that you may not understand, see, but you feel, you're receiving them, and you're seeing them in different ways using other senses. And so there's an element here, and this is perfectly aligning to the energies that are coming with the upcoming spring and autumnal equinox, with the start of Aries season. It's happening soon. Keep holding the vision. I will read the booklet. I haven't read from a booklet in a long time. Some of you are being asked to completely trust in what it is that you want to bring to life in your own reality, but that you may not see. Especially if you're experiencing some type of challenge, hardship, change, unknown, hold on to what it is that you want. Let's take a look. I hope these are in alphabetical order. Okay, yes, they are. Don't give up now. You're closer than you think. I know it's hard to hold the frequency of a new age when it feels as if so much is crumbling and so many are losing faith. This is your sign that you're facing the right direction. You have a great gift in being able to see the potential of things before they exist. Tend to the new seeds. Holy shit! That was the third question in the tarot spread. What new seeds can I plant? Tend to the new seeds, dream them into existence. Don't lose faith now. Keep your focus fixed. Planting new seeds and bringing about a shift of the ages is no mean feat. It requires extreme trust and a radical vision. If you pull this card, it's a reminder to have faith. You can choose to be here to be part of this global shift, whether you're bringing it about through prayer and meditation, or working through on a new job, project, or creation. Keep going. It's happening. Don't give up now. The world needs more dreamers like you. I'm hearing that Aerosmith song, Dream On. I hope I got the title wrong. Dream on, dream on. Do-do-do-do. I don't remember the chorus, the chorus, excuse me. But that's the song I'm hearing right now. More people with hope in their hearts. The world needs more dreamers like you, more people with hope in their hearts. The road ahead may not be plain sailing. Ushering in a new age in times of change never is. You're being encouraged to remember that what you've been working towards for so long is almost here. Don't question yourself now. Don't waver. Dig your devotion deep. For if you do, in a not too distant future, you'll be able to sit back and watch all that you've carefully planted and nurtured grow and bloom. Holy shit. This is this energy, you guys. I can't believe the synchronicities right now. It's possible. Keep focusing on your dreams. You're closer than you think. And here's a question, a prompt. How can you keep holding the vision? This just made me so excited because I need to hear this just as much as so many folks out there need to. Remember, a lot of it has to do with mindset, which is why a spiritual practice and connecting to your intuition, creating a space that feels good to you, no matter where you are in life, because we're always changing and things are in transition and things will not always be the same. This is going to help you stay the course and connect to that. Ever notice how good you feel after either praying, meditating, or connecting to a memory that feels good? It really changes who you are on a vibrational level, I should say. I'm going to pull from the Shapeshifter Oracle for a final message. Final message we need to hear, please, for the collective. Thank you. Oh, crap. Okay, we got 4. Let me read them. We got Sacred Beetle Armor. You have a mighty shield. 38, which reduces to an 11. So the beetle in antiquity and in many cultures, especially the scarab beetle, but beetle in general signify the cycle of life, death, rebirth, progression of soul from one world to another, the afterlife, if you will. So this is a process that's happening. It could feel very internal, very like a higher octave spiritual transcendental experience. Again, I keep getting the energy that many things that are happening right now, you do not know what the hell's going on or have the answers for it. You may not fully understand until down the road. And when I say that, that can mean days, weeks, months, or years. Next card we got, a twist in the tail. 34, which reduces to a 7. The unexpected, a change you did not see coming. I've been saying that. Especially with this new moon in Pisces, but also with this weekly energy forecast. Maybe I'll link it somewhere up here. With all this Uranian energy coming through, there's going to be an unexpected change that you may not understand or see, but you're getting clues about it. And something that'll give you an extra clue would be, what area in your life is stagnant? What do you know you need to change about it? Because if you embrace that change with the Uranian energy, especially wherever Taurus is in your natal chart, you know, whichever house it's in, or whichever house it rules over, I should say, because Taurus is not inside the house. It'll give you a better idea. Something unexpected. And a lot of us, because there's been a lot of changes, fast. I've seen it around me, especially car issues, and I'm going to do a separate video on that. Shitload of changes happening. It's because we're being redirected and rerouted. It's like the universe saying, oh shit, no, we got to make sure this person's realigned, and they drop a change. Think of like a change in a bubble coming down, and you're like, crap, why did this happen? So a lot of these changes we may not understand. It could be very frustrating. It's testing you on so many different levels. A lot of things that are coming up. But it's, with change, the basic premise of change is asking us to trust, especially when it's something we didn't plan, because that's when we don't have control. We lose a semblance of security when there's change, especially one that's not provoked by us. Next card we got is the Fairy Ring, 37, which reduces to a 10. New skills, advanced training, rapid improvements. Some of you are going to be pivoted into new terrain because it's growth. There's a season of growth and an element of growth here. Some of you are wanting to grow in your careers. Just for example, you may be asked to take on a new role with greater responsibilities. You may be seeking roles that allow you to put in place skills that allow you to manage, direct, lead, etc. Others of you are taking challenges in life. Maybe you're stepping out into the workforce, or if you're in retirement, stepping out into the world in different ways and showing up through service, volunteer, taking care of people that you care about. Whatever it is, there's something here about growing in a new way. So some of you could be going back to school, entertaining new ideas, courses to learn from, new projects to start. But imagine when you first start learning something new, there's that almost in-between period of getting used to things. It's kind of like being the new kid or the first day of school, that feeling. Usually you need a transition period, a few weeks, and then afterwards you kind of get into the groove of things. So for some of you, this change could require that. Some of you may be changing, again, school, jobs, relationships. It's going to be applicable to so many different themes for everyone. This is because your soul is like, it's time to grow. We've grown with the tools, resources, people, situations that we can, but we need to up-level. Final card, your imaginary friend, 15, which reduces to a 6. Childhood treasures resurface. Some of you are connecting back to childhood loves, passions, It could be things you used to enjoy doing as a child, maybe as pastimes, pleasures. You could be connecting to people from your past during that age or time period. There's a lot of youthful, joyful energy coming back here. So for any of you that maybe are in points of transition in your life, or you're wondering, I'm not really sure what to do, or something new is about to come, you could be moving somewhere new, you could be starting anew somewhere, or you know you're about to end something and a new horizon is on its way. Some ideas may be coming through children, your own inner child, your own childhood experience and what you like to do. So pay attention to this. These are all clues that are coming through. I wanted to say too, with the sacred beetle armor, this really connected to the Queen of Swords. Some of you are working on boundaries, which is interesting because in Pisces, there are no boundaries. It's very easy to lose yourself. And you'll know depending on the house that you're in, excuse me, depending on the house Pisces is in your natal chart, but in general, boundaries are going to be key here. Some of you need to tighten them up, may need to practice them, and that's all okay. It's part of the journey. I hope you enjoy this collective reading. I really enjoy this. I am trying a lot of new things, if you haven't noticed, with my channel, because I've just been going through a period of influx myself. Any of you midlifers going through midlife crisis transits, but any midlife transits, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm just trying things to see what feels good, what resonates. So let's get going with each sign. We're going to start with Aries. Okay. I'm going to pull a new deck. We are going to pull one oracle card, one tarot card, and another oracle. Okay, Aries. Nope, half the deck came out for you guys. Okay. Aries. We've got the Death card. Scorpio energy. Your co-Zodiac sibling. Even though you guys are different, but you're both ruled by Mars. We've got the Death card that came out. And this is so appropriate, because you are all the starters of the new astrological year. So with death, for me, what I'm getting is a complete ending. For some of you, I keep getting identity. Maybe this relates for some of you to the North Node in Aries. I keep getting identity, something about identity, expression, persona. Some of you may have your ascendant in Aries. Anyways, there's something that's coming to an end and that's transforming in who you are, how you present yourself to the world, especially with this new moon in Pisces, since I'm doing these readings connected to that. This could have to do with your support system, how you feel supported, your stability, your foundation, your finances, how you feel safe and secure. There's a reworking of that. Some of you are learning to be emotionally vulnerable and secure with others. So there's an ending here in terms of that. Some of you may have, there's something about relationships coming up for some of you. Remember, this is a collective reading. If any of you have been dealing with like hurtful relationships or relationships that are not working out, getting all types, one of the keys here is emotional intimacy. So showing your vulnerable self and not always putting on up a front. There's something that's coming apart here and that's dying, for lack of a better word, and you're emerging stronger. Through vulnerability comes strength. I heard that loudly. So this season, you're emerging differently. So your energy, you're going to come across very differently. Maybe like Aries, if you're an Aries sun, for example, or Aries rising, with a touch of, I would say insert like an emotional type of energy here. But it's not, I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's very beautiful, and there's a strengthening in here. It's kind of like that card we got in the collective reading about the beetle armor. Some of you are removing that facade or that front that you may put up with others, because the curtain is coming down. So there's a big shift there in identity and how you relate to other people with this new moon in Pisces. It's like opening up the veil and allowing people to see the real you and not the you that you try to portend unto others. The next card we got, the Starseed Oracle, the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So some of you, this may be as a result of another spiritual awakening that's wrapping up or one that's about to start. But there's a complete cleansing and disintegration, almost like when you turn the flame off and you relight one, or you relight a match or a lighter. You know how when you light it, a new flame appears? There's a sense of new energy here. Interesting, because we've got blue dress and the blue flame. So you're extinguishing something. I strongly feel for you guys, it has something to do with your identity, your persona, and how you relate. Some of you, this has to do with how you communicate with others. There's a vulnerability aspect coming through here with throat chakras being highlighted as well. We also have little brother, little sister, 40. Siblings, younger friends, responsibility. So these could be themes that are coming up with this new moon in Pisces. Aries is generally related to youth, young people. It could be, it's like that childlike quality. So some of you may be that type of person for others, like older siblings or older friends, or you may simply be inhabiting that energy. 4 generally indicates stability. But again, connection, you're showing up in different ways. This new moon in Pisces, it's almost like it's, think of a car wash. You go in, you press the little button, whatever you want in your car wash. You go in, you come out. And obviously with the car, it's clean, right? The car's clean. And then you have all the different extras you can get, right? Wax, tire cleaning, etc. There's an up-leveling here and a connection that's deeper, so that you may actually act as mentors to others, especially since we have siblings and younger friends and responsibility. So some of you in your careers or in your personal life may step up to be mentors. We call them sponsors or advocates for other people, but there's an emotional underlying current here. Really strong, beautiful energy. My Aries, I hope this reading helped for this new moon in Pisces. Thank you so much for being here. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Did this resonate? Thank you. I'll see you soon. Okay, my Tauruses, let's take a look and see what messages you need to know for this new moon in Pisces. I'm plucking one card. Tarot card, I should say, and 2 oracles. We got Ace of Coins, Fire, excuse me, Earth, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Ace of Coins, it signifies a new, it could be a new beginning, new start, but there's something that's being upgraded here. It could be in your professional life. Obviously, this denotes finances, abundance, prosperity, money, like a job, career, or some opportunity where you put your time and energy in, and work as well. But I also feel like this could indicate an octave where you're feeling greater fulfillment. This new moon could represent some shift that's allowing you to expand your energy in new ways, which is going to be incredibly fulfilling and offer a higher return. It's not always about the money. Sometimes where you put your energy and how you do things is so much more rewarding than money. I know a lot of folks that have quote unquote downgraded, which is not really a downgrade in the way we interpret it, but they may have worked in C-suite level positions or in high level positions. Some of them were, you know, owners or leaders in different capacities, and they went to a different level in their own careers and they found greater fulfillment. Or people that worked in maybe tech industries and were earning a lot of money, very lucrative careers, and decided, you know what, I want to go back to school and be a teacher or be a therapist, which again, financially, it signified some type of reduction or difference, but there's a greater fulfillment here. That's not for everyone, you guys. But I wanted to say that because oftentimes people denote this and interpret this as always money, and it's not just about money. The energy here with the earth signs, it's about building, growing, stability, seeing something going and going higher, growth, like a plant or a tree, but also abundance, which by the very essence of that word is an embodiment, more so than money. So a great level of this energy is coming to you with this new moon in Pisces. You may be actually tapping into gratitude in different ways that are not monetary, and realizing how much abundance you already have in your life. But I also feel this denotes new openings in your life in this way that's going to allow you to expand and grow in a very fulfilling way. This is a really, really amazing card to get with this new moon. Some of you are going to think of new ways to expand your abundance or prosperity. Because for me, I get this too with people that strike out on their own, create their own business, maybe their own side project or side hustle that has a potential to bring in additional income. So it could be like starting a blog, right? Starting something consistent. With earthy energy, it could be something agricultural, like a community. What are those vegetable plots called? Community share type of thing. It could be working with others. It could be investment, real estate, property, things like that. The next oracle card you got was the Cosmic Heart. Devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. There's something about embodiment and sensuality here. Okay, Taurus, there's some of you that have been maybe working out of alignment or on a path that has just been frazzled. There's a realignment happening with this new moon in Pisces where you're like, you know what, damn it, I want to feel good again. I want to appreciate my life. You may want to engage in what you define as luxuries, what makes you feel good, beautifying your work, your energies. It has such a strong impact because you guys are Venus ruled. So that may mean there's a lot of earthy energy in addition. Maybe bringing in nature or gardening inside where you work or your home. Again, it doesn't have to be about work. I'm just using this as an example because there's simply not enough time to offer all examples possible. So I can't exhaust that. You may want to bring in, a little plant or flowers, or think about something sensory, maybe a fluffy carpet or a new pillow or a chair cushion. Venusian themes here that I'm getting, little luxuries, and that's going to mean something different for everyone. Maybe a bowl of chocolate or seeds or coins or like a prosperity bowl. But there's something here about connecting in your everyday life with this new moon. It's like combining your spiritual aspects with the physical, because you're going to see that all around you. So for some of my Tauruses watching this, you have to see that every day and connect to it in some way. And it could be as simple as like, okay, you know what, I think I'm going to upgrade my pens. Maybe you want to get a pen that has refillable ink or a nice case or a nice notebook, especially if you're a note taker or you use it a lot for work. These are just examples, you guys. Your final oracle, a beautiful little worm, 17, which reduces to an 8. Take care of yourself. This looks like a yellow rose. Interesting. You see the gold? Strong solar plexus energy on self-expression, on trust, empowerment. A lot of flower energy here too. Do you see the flowers? I keep getting flowers with you guys. Roses, magnolias, whatever flower you feel abundant, wealthy, and beautiful, or even plant. And it doesn't have to be live, it could be pictures, but there's something here about romanticizing and beautifying the everyday and connecting it to your practices. Because some of you, it's almost like the spark left. If you've been in a period of life that has been unusually stressful, challenging, you're working a lot and you haven't been able to smell the flowers, quote unquote, this new moon in Pisces is asking you just that it's time to revisit that and connect to yourself, because it's through that sensory, there's Venusian themes here, through those sensory objects is where you are able to awaken your senses. It's like smelling the little daisy or watching a flower float or something. Sometimes moments like that, although small, they help you appreciate the everyday that you may have to go through. Like, okay, crap, I have to go get groceries or make dinner. It's time to take care of yourself in the way that feels good. My Tauruses, thank you so much for being here. I hope this has helped. Okay, my Geminis, we are going to take a look and see what messages this new moon in Pisces is bringing to you. Okay. We have the Four of Wands, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. We've got two oracles, which I will turn over in a sec. There is a unification here with the Four of Wands. You know, when you've been away from something for a while and you may feel disconnected, dispersed, distance, there's an energy of not feeling like you're part of something or belonging, is what I'm hearing. This new moon in Pisces is bringing that. There's a union, a coming together. For some of you, it could be relationships. For others, this has to do with the feeling of a deep connection, a feeling of you're part of something. This is usually a signifier of coming together. It could be a marriage card too for some. But there's a sense of almost like when things fit together and you're like, yes, things are kind of working out. I feel like this new moon is bringing that to you. There's a sense of reinvigoration of your creative spark, of feeling, I've got this, I'm doing this, it feels good. Some of you may be calling in or working with others or feeling a sense of closeness with those that are closest to you or those that are looking for love. I keep getting love for some of you with this new moon in Pisces. There's a sense of just feeling of one and of the same. That's what I heard. Let's take a look at your oracle card. We got star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. Some of you are merging the past and the present. So this new moon in Pisces, some of you are bringing forth telepathy and are coordinating or will be coordinating with ancestors. We'll just say folks from the other side or other realms. There's a deep connection here that's going to help you fulfill some type of creative endeavor. And when I see creative endeavor, it can mean as simple as a book, a project, an assignment, something you want to complete or do. But it also signifies something tangible like a union, a partnership with others. Some of you may have ancestry in Egypt. I heard Luxor. Define this as you will. Some of you are about to come into a whole group of soulmates. For some it's romantic, for some it's platonic. Especially with all this star ancestry. Whoever is coming into your life or whatever creative endeavor is coming with this energy, you're going to find out some answers that you've been looking for. It's going to help you feel complete in a way, not that you're not complete on your own. It's going to feel like filling in a piece of a puzzle, if that makes sense. There's something about people with my Geminis, with you guys. Someone or something, like through a form of Mercury ruled things like communications, books, podcasts, social media, is going to bring in an answer, guidance, clarity to you with this new moon. Your final oracle, we got the fairy bee 6. My life is sweet. Bumblebee. Bumblebee speaks to community, to building, harmonizing. Bees also signify work, arduous work, working hard. Because if you know anything about bees, and I am not a bee expert, but they all work together, right? It's not just one bee building an empire. Queen bee is not doing it all. Queen bee is being protected, but the bees are busy workers. So again, something about community, about belonging, union, to self on the spiritual level and to others. I just get strong soulmate energy with you guys. And that could be romantic and platonic. For those of you that are looking, I'll leave it at that with this new moon in Pisces. But you're about to come in where you're going to almost reactivate shared experiences, wisdom that are going to help you in those themes that I mentioned before. My Geminis, I hope this reading has helped. My Cancers, welcome to your reading. Let's take a look and see what messages this new moon in Pisces has for you. I am pulling 2 oracles and 1 tarot card. Okay, we got Temperance, Sagittarius, there's a sense of something culminating, ending, like an understanding coming through with this new moon in Pisces for you. And it's very much connected to, we'll just say something bigger that on a macro level will help you understand something that's smaller, minute, or a question that you've been wanting to gain clarity on. I feel like this new moon is going to give you an understanding of that. It's a deeper, profound spiritual level. There's a lot of healing here, integration. Also with Temperance, there's a harmonization. This is also too the card that I usually get for folks that have experienced some type of, we'll just say a season or a cycle in their life that necessitates and requires a lot of growth and lessons learned. So think about a particular period in your life or a season that you're coming out of where you're like, oh, it's almost like running a marathon and you're tired. You've learned something big here. Something is wrapping up, and this new moon is going to elucidate that for you. There's a strengthening energy here because sometimes these situations can be hard, difficult, as we know it as humans, but there's that spiritual underlying tone to it is usually generating some type of strength, commitment, letting you know you can do this, helping you gain stability or harmony. It's going to be different for everyone. The Oracle card, weight of the world, boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. This is a theme that's prominent, especially with Libras and Cancers, but I'll just say Cancers, you may have the tendency, and this is archetypal, to take on other folks' issues, internalize them, try to take care of them and nurture them, and realize that a lot of that falls outside of your areas of requirement, of boundaries. In other words, you don't need to do that. So some of you, this lesson, because Temperance is about that, is about learning to take care of and maintain what's yours and not others, that you're not responsible for other people's stuff. A lot of water. You see the foot is in the water. This is not about getting rid of your energy, the way you are, your nature, your persona. I think that's what makes your energy so attractive, is that people may feel like you're a safe container. But that also means that you have to learn when to shut that container completely shut and to be like, okay, no more, and to let people out of that container. Because we have an emphasis here on weight of the world, boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. A lot of things that you may have been taking responsibility for, this new moon is shedding light on, like, wait a minute. You don't need to take responsibility for that. That's not yours to carry. That's not yours to figure out, to solve. That's other people's. This is what's coming through for a lesson. It could be karmic lessons as well, but a huge lesson. There's a freedom here in letting that go. Finally, we have 23, which reduces to a 5. Quetzalcoatl and the priestess of time. The time has come now. Excuse me, the time has come. The time is to act now. This was a goddess in, I believe this is, I know this is Mexican, but Mayan, not 100% sure. Some of you, so this new moon, remember what I said about keeping bubbles out, or people out of your bubble, or learning when to keep people out or like take them out? Some of you are going to have a decision to make with this new moon in Pisces around certain relationships and people, and even where you put your energy towards. Like if you bring your work home and the boundaries aren't there, there's some decisiveness that's needed on your part. Because for many of you, this has been affecting your spiritual, emotional, and mental state, especially emotional. Your energy may have felt suppressed, may have felt heavy, weighted. It's like cleansing. This is to me like an extra cleansing that's coming through. But that also means realizing that there's going to be certain people in your sphere, those that you interact with, that you need to get very clear on, like boundaries here. an element of time here. I get Saturnian energy as well. So some of you, this cycle, this new moon is precisely telling you right now, if you've been repeating or experiencing repeating cycles or patterns, ask yourself, because there's always different bodies, different energies, different situations, but there's an underlying theme that's very reminiscent of previous themes, and ask yourself, what is it that I'm learning here? Because I feel like the messages that I'm getting here is that this new moon in Pisces is going to allow you that reprieve to let that go. Because with this Piscean energy, especially with this new moon collectively, it's about feeling into everything unconscious, everything that trespasses is a better word, boundaries, that pours over things that we can't contain. You can feel it, but it doesn't mean you have to own it or identify with it or be responsible. And some of you may have been doing that because your energy here is obstructed. And I see a lot of cloudiness in the general auric fields right now. So some of you need to completely replenish and cleanse yourself. There's like an urgency with the time here. So some of you have a decision to make with this new moon. My Cancers, thank you so much for being here. If this resonated, comment down below. I would so appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. My Leos, welcome to your new moon in Pisces reading. We're going to take a look at one oracle and two oracles and one tarot. I said that wrong. Let's take a look and see what this new moon is illuminating for you. We have the King of Coins, Taurus energy, Earth as well, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. This speaks of your stability in the world, your security, safety, perhaps. I keep hearing about finding security and safety in your body. If some of you deal with anxiety, with nervousness, maybe like your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems feel off kilter, because there's something about resting and something about like feeling frazzled and bringing that stability to you. There's something about the embodiment aspect too with Taurus, since it is Venusian ruled into your world. This new moon in Pisces could be having you focus on harnessing how you can bring that to yourself, what that means to you, because there's an energy management focus as well that precedes everything else. I hope I said this right, because if you're looking for growth, stability, again, financial opportunities, abundance in any area of your life, particularly in the Taurian energy of your life, at the very bottom, it's almost like having a placemat before you enter a home. That base layer there has to be strong. Otherwise, everything else is going to put pressure on that and it's going to be weak. It's kind of like building a house without a strong foundation. That thing will collapse, right? Some of you are working on your emotional and physical safety. In other words, learning to feel safe in your body, in your mind, in your soul, instead of always connecting to something outside of yourself, like a material, wealth, good, your status, your identity. Because that's where you can grow everything. You see that tree on the turtle's shell and the roots? This has a strong foundation. Those roots are solid here. So some of you need to go back to basics and ask yourself, how can I create more security and stability in my life that feels grounding, safe, loving, and feels good in general? And this could be with finances because of the coin, earth, pentacle energy, your career, your job. Some of you may be thinking about this in terms of relationships. I feel like this is general in your life because the energy that you bring in any area of your life is going to be very similar and trickle in, although the results may vary a bit. So there's a foundation here that this new moon is coming or bringing forth to you, and attention around that. Solidifying and building this foundation for yourself so you can plant roots that are deep and allow them to grow. Let's take a look at your oracle card. You got the same one as Cancer. Weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. Wow. This relates to relationships for some of you. It could be relationships to friends, family, romantic partnerships, and work people, like bosses, colleagues, coworkers. Some of you are being asked and reminded about your boundaries and what's important to you and what you need in relationship to others, and also to feel safe and secure, because your foundation needs something strong and firm to hold those into place. So if you're going in feeling wobbly, that's when some of these boundaries could be violated and you could be taking on more than necessary. Taking on more of the energetic load, taking on more responsibility than you're being compensated for in so many ways, whether it's reciprocity in a relationship, financial in a job. Something here about unequal boundaries. We keep getting this new moon. Some of you may be dealing with issues with mother figure. Learning to receive in relation to others in all relationships, and not always thinking you're having to be the one to provide, to carry, because there's a reciprocal energy here that's coming through. This may be, or it may entail, with this new moon in Pisces, a reconfiguration of your stability and what that means to you. And this is emotional that I'm talking about. Some of you need to determine, okay, what makes me feel safe emotionally? Maybe I need to only connect with people that make me feel safe and that hold space for me and that are reciprocal and that are kind and that uplift me. And maybe people that throw jabs at me, that are passive aggressive, I am just not going to interact with them. Something along those lines, because emotional safety is important here. You can't be everything to everyone. Some of you are trying to be everything, maybe like the nice person, take care of people, be seen a certain way. That's got to go. This new moon in Pisces is asking you, it's time to nourish yourself. You got to know what's important to you and what you're willing and not willing to partake in and allow. That's when your foundation will start to really bloom and get strong, especially with people. People that you care about, where that emotional intimacy gate is opened. Last oracle, a beautiful little worm. Take care of yourself. I think Taurus got this. We got 18. I mentioned this or alluded to it. It's important you honor yourself. Some of you, I'm just getting, you maybe you want to be seen a certain way, like as a nice person or as someone that does XYZ. It's important that you take care of yourself first and not take responsibility for how others see you or what you want people to see, because that's when you leak energy. And this new moon in Pisces is asking you all about honoring yourself amidst those collective ties, cords, and connections to other people. My Leos, I hope this has helped. Comment down below, let me know if this resonates. Otherwise, thank you for being here. My Virgos, you are up. Let's take a look and see what messages this new moon in Pisces is bringing to you. I'm pulling 2 oracle cards and 1 tarot. We have the Empress. Everyone is getting major arcana cards here. The Empress card. This is Venusian energy, Libra, Taurus energy. Virgos, this is strongly speaking about taking care of yourself so you can bloom and blossom, and connecting to your intuition as well. It's interesting because I'm hearing that you help others bloom and blossom. You may put in a lot of time, effort, energy, work, attention towards helping others and what they need to accomplish. But when it comes to yourself, there's something about falling short, where it's almost like you get the scraps of your own self. You know, when you have a certain time or amount of time, and it seems like you put that towards other people or other things first, and then whatever you have left over is for yourself. That's what I'm immediately getting. And this new moon in Pisces is asking you, it's actually time to flip that and put yourself first and honor yourself. The Empress is really about cultivating that care, love, attention, desire that you may put into other things, people, situations, and put it onto you. Because this is the energy you're being asked to embody, but also to allow to cultivate and flourish around you. Some of you, when you start putting that towards yourself, you're going to see yourself bloom in such an expansive, big way that it's going to be contagious. In other words, you know, when you meet someone that's full of light and they feel good and it just makes you feel good, that's the energy, which means the more you pour into yourself, the more you'll be able to help other people. Just get a sense of like dryness, like you don't have enough for yourself. And this new moon in Pisces is asking you, it's time to nourish yourself and to love yourself the way you do with others. Your oracle card, a new earth, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. I forgot which one I got this for. Either the weekly energy forecast or this collective reading. Look at this. Your energy needs to shift. This new moon in Pisces is asking you about that. If you have been wanting something to happen in your life, a goal, some type of change, there's a switch that's happening with your energy here. So if some of you are putting in a lot of energy towards other things in your life that you can reallocate, you're being asked to do that because there's a movement here back to self. So some of you need to take a look at your priorities, your values, what's important to you, where you're investing your time and energy, and ask yourself, okay, what can I change or maneuver around so I can prioritize myself first? I keep hearing like frequency shift here. Some of you are also learning, because with this taking care of yourself and loving yourself, you're learning to receive. Do you notice the posturing? They're similar. They're waiting. And you see the arms? The person's arms aren't at their side. They may be having their arms square to themselves, or maybe they're doing this, but they're up. So if you saw this person in this position, you would see the arm posturing in the same way. There's a receptivity for you guys with this new moon in Pisces. Some of you are also learning and being asked loudly by your spiritual teams, you got to learn how to receive and not do all the work, not fix, not try to do things, but learn to receive. It's like swapping roles. We got the butterfly ferrets. I am reborn. 5. Again, I keep getting energy. Some of you are learning to operate in new energies, and this new moon in Pisces is asking you to get more acquainted with the feminine energy here, of allowing, of receptivity, receiving, flourishing, connecting to your intuition, and not controlling, whether it's someone else, a relationship, a job, whatever it is, because you got a lot of water elements. Water is a really big meaning here for you guys because it signifies a cleansing. So this new moon in Pisces is offering, it's like a rebirth opportunity for you all. I feel some tears to be shed and let go of. And there's a maternal energy coming through. So the way that you may have wanted to be mothered, or the way that you, if you're a mothered, your pets, your kids, other people, is the way you're being asked to mother yourself with a lot of love, compassion, and care. There's like a sensitive, I've heard softer side, but that's tied into the emotions that's being rebirthed here. My Virgos, I hope this has helped. Comment down below, let me know if this resonates. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. Okay, my Libras, let's take a look and see what is coming for you with this new moon in Pisces. Oh, I think I'm losing my voice. We have Strength card, Leo energy. All the signs are, so far, they're getting really amazing cards. My Libras, what are you going through? Hardships, challenges, things that are just constantly having you display like, I can do this, I'm strong. Because this new moon in Pisces is going to really show you how strong you are, how much inner strength you have, and how you're growing the roots of your soul, of who you are, firmly, so that nothing can knock you down. If you've been experiencing things where you're like, what in the world is going on? what's been happening. This is only confirming and reconfirming to you that this is helping you grow in this season of your life, to help you stay tied to the vision or dreams that you want to attain. So no matter what happens, I hate to say it, it's like, you know, when the universe tests you in these different ways and you're holding strong because you're coming out of this. This new moon is going to demonstrate that to you in one way or another. Someone could actually tell you, wow, you're an incredibly strong person, or I've never met someone as strong as you, or I can't believe you've done all that. There's something coming through about us, like an affirmation of sorts, that someone may signify or relate to you. There's growth coming. And I feel like I'll tell you what I'm getting. The underlying message here for my Libras that may be experiencing moments of like, when's my time coming? You're seeing growth. It's internally happening. It's like inside out. Kind of like when you turn your shirt inside out and you see the tags and the seams. You may not be seeing things externally yet because a lot of it is happening within. So think like your belief systems, your mindsets. For some of you, this is about mind over matter. The experiences that you've gone through, this new moon is shedding light on how strong you are mentally. Your mindset has shifted. Your beliefs are shifting. And that's the most important thing that's happening. You're going to start seeing things come out because you see these little grass thingies. What are they? Blades? They're growing. Same with mushrooms. So there's growth around you. Right now, a lot of it's happening internally. Okay, your oracle card. We got We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Similar to Virgo. If any of you have strong Virgo, there's something about mothers that came through in self-nurture. Look at this. Hathor was the Egyptian goddess who ruled over fertility, abundance, love, nurturance. Many Libras, this new moon is highlighting the tremendous amount of inner growth that you've been going through as a result of these challenges. I know it sounds shitty because it's like, why do we need challenges? Especially if you've gone through several challenges in a row and you're like, I don't need any more to know that I'm strong. This is showing you, most importantly, how to be compassionate and loving to yourself. You know, when little kids fall down, they seek nurturance, care, reaffirming from their caretaker, right? Similar in that way, the challenges that you're going through, it's not to be like, you know, another hard one coming your way. What are you going to do? It's asking yourself in moments of maybe stressful times, of hardships, what are you going to do to take care of yourself? Because a lot of this is prompting you to change your relationship to self and how you take care of who you are amidst these situations and experiences. You are revolving and entering that tunnel. There's a door here where you're completely changing and transforming how it is that you see yourself. Because sometimes I feel like in the past, the Libras I'm connecting to here, the energies, you just continue going on your way. And it's just like, okay, I did it. Now what's next? This is asking you to be more compassionate with yourself. Allow space for what's happening. A lot of emphasis here on emotional vulnerability, similar to Aries as well. First reading I did, they had something about emotional intimacy and vulnerability. This is about getting comfortable with your emotions and your feelings. And so for any of you that go through hard situations in your life and you don't take time to honor where you're at, you're being asked with this new moon, pause, reflect, and ask yourself what you need. Because you're being asked to show yourself the care, compassion, and love. You got the fairy bee, my life is sweet, number 6. Bees. Who got this? I think Leo, maybe. This is a card that's also reminding you to tap into asking for help. Tap into community, whether it's local resources, friends, family, people that support you in different ways. Because strength comes through numbers too, and not just alone. And we see that here, which is interesting because strength card is Leo, and Leo got this. Some of you may have Leo connection too. My Libras, I hope this reading has helped. Comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. Scorpios, you are next. Let's take a look and see what messages this new moon in Pisces has for you. We're pulling 2 Oracle and 1 Tarot. We have the Hierophant, Taurus card. Taurus energy, I should say. You've come out of something huge. Whether it's up to this point, it doesn't even matter. But preceding all of this up to this new moon in Pisces, there's a resurrection energy that I feel here. Right away. What I'm getting is, you know, when you've undergone a lot of training or a lot of experiences or challenges or just a time period of like growth, and then you're ready to come out of hibernation, or you're ready to come out of that darkness or that time of solitude. This is a card of sharing this with the world. So some of you are stepping into a role of teacher, mentor, guide, of helping and supporting one another. This could also be entering, I'm getting like contracts, but collaborations, something about connecting to other people. This new moon in Pisces may give you that like push forward to finally say it's time for me to come out. Some of you have been communing with or working with ancestors, or taking time like away from the public. I keep getting like a hiding reference, maybe soulless energy, plant medicine, nature. I feel like this new moon in Taurus, this new moon in Pisces is asking you it's time to make an appearance in some way. Your Oracle card, we got loosen your grip. Coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. I keep hearing teacher here. Some of you, the way out is the way in is the way out, and the way forward. So if I'm speaking to any Scorpios that have been hiding out, that have been dimming their light, that have not been sharing their wisdom or displaying it with others, there's something here that it's time to do that, especially if it concerns themes around maybe escapism, coping, density, it says, addiction, something about free falling. Sharing what you've gone through is going to be a mechanism to help you as well. So some of you are, I keep getting teacher in whatever means, whether it's a traditional classroom or sharing your gifts with people that you meet in your workplace, with friends, with family, in the blog, post, whatever it is, there's a dissemination factor here. And this new moon in Pisces is highlighting that. If there's something that feels like you can't, quote unquote, fix it, cure it, solve it, heal it, I feel like it's going to come from sharing it with others and supporting them. And you're going to get that, it's almost like that medicine you need instead of taking the medicine itself. The energy of supporting others and guiding them through what you've experienced is going to be your medicine. Really, really powerful card. Some of you may identify as medicine people, mystics, shamans, those type of things, plant leaders. I don't know what the name is for that. There's something about a guide teacher coming through. So this is a complete confirmation for some of you that it's time to get out there, noticed. You have the wolf moon. I will watch over you, number 1. Interesting, because the wolf leads, guides. Some of you are going to help other people practice discernment, trusting themselves. There's a way, I'm getting like natural, like people that deal with plants, shamans, mystics, curanderos, curanderas, herbalists, like the way of the world, the way of the nature. A lot of earthy energy with this Taurus energy here. My Scorpios, I hope this has helped. Comment down below. Let me know if this resonated. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. My Sagittarius, welcome to your new moon in Pisces reading. We're going to take a look with 2 oracles and 1 tarot and see what is coming up for you. We got 3 of coins, Pentacle, Earth, energy, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. My Sagittarius, there's a coming together here with other people, collaboration. Perhaps what I'm getting is by working together with others, you can expand that fulfillment that you have. It could be related to wealth, abundance, success, but there's a fulfillment aspect here. It's like the more that you work with others, the more you're going to receive what it is that you may be seeking. And this new moon is going to elucidate that. Some of you are being asked to put yourself out there as well. A lot of energy here with the new moon in Pisces about giving you peaks of where you're ready to shine and ready to come out and be seen. Because I get with these 2, some of you are going back and forth. Like, oh yes, I'm going to do this. And you're like, oh no. It's like staying behind the scenes, protected, covered, not wanting to be noticed. You can be doing things and people know who you are, but they don't see you in a more visible way, perhaps on another level that you are being prompted or asked to go toward. Something about working together with others that's going to bring you greater fulfillment, expansion, success, and I heard notoriety, so you can become well known. Let's take a look at your oracle and see what else this new moon in Pisces is bringing. We got the 7 star sisters. Birthing creations, tapestry of life expression. Some of you are being called. It's time to work with others. This is your soul may be asking connection. It's time to connect to other people. I'm getting especially women, females, not just feminine energy, but females, women. It's time to connect to other people, to not only learn in a different way, to upgrade your level of learning and also fulfill your soul, but to expand what it is you're doing. Ever again, notice when you work with different peoples, you get new ideas, you grow in different ways. Things just feel different. And that's what I'm sensing here. In this season of your life, especially with the new moon in Pisces, you may have been able to do everything you could alone, and now it's time to team up. So get ready. For some of you that are wanting to work with others, this is a great lunation to set an intention and to start looking at different ways that you can meet potential people. I kept getting women here. Your card, your last oracle was Sacred Beetle Armor. You have a mighty shield, 3811. I feel like this speaks to 2 things. You have a mighty shield of protection. So some of you are really protecting your emotions for fear of many things. Fear of being seen or hurt because of past incidences, fear of putting yourself out there because of rejection, and fear because of some things are coming through about self-abandonment or other people leaving. But the beauty of this energy here, for any of you that connect to the beetle, it's absolutely transformational. You're able to use that and transmute and go through that cycle. It's a life cycle here in such a rapid pace that you can help others too, because it's a reciprocal energy that I'm feeling. It's going to ripple outward with the people that you come into contact with and that you choose to work with, and you will know who those people are just by the way you feel. That's going to be one key marker, especially with the 3 of coins. This is earth energy, so it's going to be important to listen to your intuition. Some of you may also be creating some type of group or endeavor with others that you may not even know what it is yet, but it requires some level of openness that may present some fears or discomfort, especially around emotional vulnerability. My Sagittarius, I hope this reading has helped. Comment down below. I'd love to hear what's going on with you. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. My Capricorns, welcome to your new moon in Pisces reading. We're going to take a look and see what's in store for you for this lunation. Okay, your tarot card, we got Ace of Coins. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. I forgot who got this. Maybe it was Taurus. Interesting, a fellow earth sign. So like you, there is a new grand opportunity opening up. For you, I got knowledge, education, wisdom. So Caps, if there's something that you want to do that connects those two, going back to school, learning something new or starting a course, applying that knowledge, it could be using that knowledge and disseminating it in a new way. Blogging, podcasting, some type of communication, social media, speaking engagements, creating your own courses, things like that. This new moon could be revealing to you specifically how you can do that, and also providing indications, because I feel like that's going to be the next level of success for you, and however you define it, whether it's in finances or simply connecting to others. But there's something here about sharing your wisdom that's going to fulfill you on a deeper level, because some of you have a shitload of wisdom. It's almost like when you collect notes and you haven't put it into practice, like creating your own course or sharing it with other people, or when you read a book and you don't talk about it with someone and so many good ideas came up. This is what's coming up. You have a lot of wisdom under your belt that you've been hoarding, but it's time for you to share that. So there may be an opportunity coming your way with this new moon in Pisces around that. It could be someone wanting to collaborate with you or create your course, or you may be wanting to initiate that as well. So stay open and tuned to that. For your oracle card, we got cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. There's a lot of changes happening inside of you and within you. You know, sometimes when you undergo a tremendous amount of change, or even there's one event outside of you that's changed, it can be reciprocal or vice versa, because the arrows that I'm seeing are going both ways. So this energy is traveling to and from. It could bring up a whole mix of emotions for you, because sometimes when you start something new or you end something, there's areas of transitions, points of transitions, things that you are leaving behind and starting, but there's a point of in between. I feel like there's a lot of changes you're not able to control right now, things that may be happening outside of you. And you're being asked to focus on only what it is that you do want, and not focus on anything frustrating, challenging that's coming up, because that energy is not going to fulfill you or lead you to where you want to go. There's another emotional layer. This is amazing with this new moon in Pisces. A lot of focus on emotional vulnerability, openness, connection, and intimacy. With this new moon in Pisces, some of you are realizing the importance of connection. There's a revolving here. I'm seeing a revolving door. So some of you are working your way in terms of what it means to work with people, what that looks like, how you can bring more of yourself, more vulnerability, be okay with that. Also tying in what it is, like what I said earlier, what it is that you do. You're being asked to put yourself out there in a new way that may bring up feelings of discomfort. Whew, there's a lot of energy around the emotions and being emotionally open, vulnerable, authentic, and you, because you see it's almost like a nut cracking. See, when you crack a nut, it opens up. That's what's happening here. That's going to be key to how you share your wisdom. Some of you are very compassionate, empathetic teachers, and it'll come out. That energy will exude itself in the way that you start to teach, demonstrate, and share your knowledge. Your final oracle card, we got Hedgehog Love, number 10. Positive, uplifting new friends. Look at the hedgehog. Interesting, because both have shells, and We got a message here about being cracked open, and you see the shells, they have the little spiky shells. Being your truthful self, like who you really are, and not putting up a front is going to attract the people that you want to work with, that are supportive and uplifting towards you and for you. My Capricorns, I hope this reading has helped. Comment down below, let me know how you're doing. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. I'll see you soon. My Aquariuses, thank you so much for being here today. We are going to take a look at your messages for this new moon in Pisces and see what's coming up. I'm pulling 2 oracles and 1 tarot card. Okay, we have 2 of Swords. This is air energy. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. This new moon is bringing up some type of decision, especially around an area of your life where you may feel like it's not in harmony. It may feel disconnected. There may be some type of stagnancy. There's some type of choice point that's coming up. I feel like this has to do with communication and expressing your needs, your thoughts, your wants, perhaps to another or to yourself. Some of you, this also relates to a path that's opening up that you may be prompted to take, and you'll have to decide whether or not to step forward. Your oracle card you got, you're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. A lot of emphasis on this throughout the signs. Interesting, because numerology of 2 can signify partnership, union, harmony, balance, another, right? Duality as well. So this could concern people. Two things here, my Aquarius, or Aquarians I should say, for those of you that may identify as being more loners or alone, or you haven't really felt like you've been able to find a community that you fit into, there's a decision here that's prompting you to acknowledge your needs and ask yourself, what do you need right now? And how can you connect best with others on this issue or this need, or how you want to connect with others, point blank. And for others that wish to remain alone or that are trying to find community but are not, maybe existing groups or people don't fulfill you in the way that you want, you're being asked to make decisions. There's a decision either way here. It's almost like, do I go or do I stay? Because there's something higher here, apart from the divine energy of connecting, with Source, God. Community is going to be really important here. Some of you are being prompted to re-examine who you hang out with, whether it's work or personal. It doesn't matter. There's a choice point here that this new moon is bringing up, because there's some energies around you that you may not feel connected to. You may be trying and trying and trying because you may want community. You may want to be part of something or belong to something or find some type of group of support that you feel like you are a part of. Could be about one particular person or group. Your final oracle, we got a beautiful little worm. Several signs have got this. Take care of yourself. 18. There's a strong emphasis here on many readings, and in particular yours, to acknowledge, honor who you are in relationship to others. It doesn't mean getting rid of your boundaries, dismissing things like red flags, or permitting shitty behavior to happen. Especially when you really want community with others. Because sometimes we put up with shit just for the sake of being in presence with others, because we think that's community, that's connection, that's intimacy, etc. And when it's really not. So it's important first to ask yourself, do I feel good around this? What would make me feel good, and what am I looking for? Because there's some, especially with this decision, there's indecision here on your part, and this new moon is asking you, what is it that you want, and what is it that you're seeking? What's important to you? What are your values? What are your boundaries? because this really speaks of boundaries as well. And some of you, it's important not to violate your boundaries just for the sake of what you think is community when it's not. I heard the biggest and deepest connection is going to be with yourself first before you can do that with others. That's why I keep seeing here, you're not alone, even if you feel like it. My Aquarians, I hope this reading has helped for this new moon in Pisces. Comment down below and share with me what's going on. I always love hearing from you. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. My Pisces, you are it. My Pisces, welcome to your new moon in Pisces reading. Let's take a look and see what messages you need to know for this lunation, your lunation in your sign. Okay, we got 10 of Swords, Air, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. Wow, this new moon in Pisces. There's a complete ending here of anything that has brought you any pain. I'm just getting a lot of heaviness here. Pain, heartache, disappointment. Something is coming to an end here. There's a release here. For some of you, this may have been a long cycle, but you're being guided towards that point of completion and letting go of something that you may not have been able to resolve, fix. I'm hearing cure, but there's essentially a message coming through here about you not being able, and it wasn't your responsibility to fix this. So there's something about relieving it, releasing it, letting it go with this new moon in Pisces. I feel like this has to do with others. It could be the way you communicate or relate, or a connection, like a relationship, any relationship with others. Because some words of expression are here. I also feel like this has to do with those that have wounded you. Some of you are up-leveling like your value, and you're realizing that. That means you're naturally going to let go of people that may not honor or value who you are. It could be painful. Because Pisces people, what I'm feeling here, some of you, especially with this energy, this has been something that you may have engaged in for numerous cycles, or have tried, like a repeated attempt. And this is strongly signifying it's time to let it go. It's not meant for you because it's doing more harm than anything on you and your energy. Wow, your oracle card, you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness, face your true north. Some of you are definitely leaving a relationship or even groups of people. Remember, because we may see blood here, what I'm getting is pain and hurt more from words. And sometimes the words can be so wounding, more so than the physical. Not that I'm not saying physical abuse is good, no. But there's something here about expression where people may have said something to you, deflected, or projected onto you. And there's a sense of breaking free from that pattern and freedom. Because sometimes I feel like the Pisces that I'm connecting to, you've known and felt when people have responded to you in ways where the undercurrents were not friendly, were not kind, were not true and authentic or supportive. And you felt that. And you may have been someone that's forgiven people, tried to give them the benefit of the doubt, and you're like, no more. Who got this? It was Scorpio, one of the signs. A lot of signs about shifting connections here and finding communities of belonging that feel good for you. Because if you're feeling like, okay, I've been in this group, it's not working out, I've been in this other one, this may be a time where you are temporarily traveling alone. In the physical sense, I'll say. Because spiritually, you're never alone. But this may be a time where you're being asked, okay, it's time to focus on you. This new moon in Pisces is giving you brand new opportunities. What is calling to you at this time? Where, instead of wasting your time and energy on people that don't value and respect and treat you kindly, and that essentially do more harm to you, whether it's energetic wise or not, where can you harness that energy and use that towards creation, towards going down your own path and what it is you want to do? Because sometimes when we're in different communities, groups, excuse me, or wherever there are a lot of people where we think we're connecting, it can hold us back. It can act almost like someone is holding onto your shirt, not allowing you to go forward. And here you see the sense of freedom. I feel like you're going to get a lot of creative push to do something on your own. Remember, it's not forever. You have the golden phoenix for your last oracle. Something you thought finished bursts back into life. Number 12, 13. I feel like this has to do with something creative here. You may have been trying to get something off the ground or work with someone else or others, especially with the Ten of Swords, and it may not have come out or resulted in the way that you expected. Things may have just collapsed. It could be a community project, a group, anything that entails teamwork, collaboration, whatever it is. And you may have realized, you know what, we're just not syncing for whatever reason. I feel like you're going to be able to execute that on your own, and you were meant to. Perhaps you're meant to be recognized for this and not as a group. My Pisces, I hope this has helped. Comment down below, let me know. I'd love to hear what's going on for you. You all, thank you so much for being here. Take a look at some of these other videos to see if they can assist in your own soul journey. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. I wish you a beautiful new moon in Pisces.